her blue is not in her.
Okay, new topic. Okay, grammatical moods. Ano ba yung grammatical mood? Okay? Kasi nung na-encounter yan, nung may nag-message, nung nagtanong last time, sabi ko, alam ko yung mood and tone, dinidiscuss sa literature. May grammatical mood pala. Kasi, syempre, to be honest with you, hindi ko naman na-encounter lahat nung nag-aaral ako ng English majorship. Kasi syempre, maaaring na-encounter mo, nakalimutan mo, or nag-CR ka pala bigla, hindi mo napakinggan, di ba? So, pwedeng ganun. So, naaral ko na yung mga subtopics ng grammatical mood nung nireview ko siya kanina. Tapos sabi ko, naaral ko na pala to. Pero ang term pala na ginagamit dito ay grammatical mood. Tapos inisip ko, bakit ba natin kailangan aralin yung grammatical mood? Malalaman natin kapag na-discuss natin ng buo. Okay, para mas masaya. Although may idea ako ngayon bakit natin siya dapat aralin. Okay, next tayo. In grammar, mood is used to refer to a verb category or form which indicates whether the verb expresses a fact or katotohanan. Indicative mood ang ginagamit natin pag fact or katotohanan. Pero pag command naman, imperative mood. Kapag ka-question, interrogative mood. Pag condition naman, conditional mood. Pag wish naman or possibility, subjunctive mood. Kasi 'di ba pag nag-e-exam kayo, 'di ba, nakikita niyo yung term na yan, like anong mood, nakikita niyo yung term, excuse me, nakikita niyo yung term na ano, kapagka nag-e-exam kayo, nakikita niyo yung term na subjunctive, nakikita niyo yung term na interrogative. So ito pala yung topic that would help you with that. Lalo na yung subjunctive mood. Kasi ito, feeling ko, lahat aware naman tayo. Yung indicative, alam naman natin, for a fact. Imperative, for command. Utos, pautos. Interrogative, patanong. Conditional, basta pa condition. Yung subjunctive, para sa akin, kakaiba siya sa atin or hindi natin laging napakikinggan. So pag subjunctive, tandaan nyo na associated siya with the word wish or possibility. Subjunctive yun. Wish or possibility. So yung mga if to, di ba? Pero conditional din kasi yung if eh. So iba yun. Okay, magkaiba pa yun. Alamin natin yung pagkakaiba ng mga to. Sabi ni Dave Russell, may special rules sir sa subjunctive. Iisa-isay natin, malalaman natin pagdating natin ng subjunctive. Sabi ni Juliana, you can't marry a person you just met. Malalaman natin pag inisa-isa natin. Isa-isay natin ang mga moods na ito. Let's start with indicative. Pag sinabi nating indicative, we express a fact or katotohanan. The form of a verb that is used to, hindi, share ko sa inyo bakit natin unang kailangan aralin to. For me, kailangan nating aralin to. Number one, syempre mag-exam kayo, di ba? So, pag sa exam, na-encounter nyo yung term na subjunctive. So, one, at least aware kayo kung ano yung tinutukoy kapag ka nag-exam. And second, kapag halimbawa, alam nyo na imperative mood siya, alam nyo yung tone for this. Kapag ka alam nyo na interrogative yung mood ng isang structure or statement, halimbawa, alam nyo yung intonation pattern na dapat i-observe dito. May video na rin tayo dyan, yung intonation patterns of different statements. Or halimbawa, nakakita ka ng isang statement that has something to do with condition, you know how it should be delivered. Yung face mo, yung bilis mo, yung way of delivery mo, yung facial expression mo, it would help you or it would give you an idea of how you should deliver it. Bibigyan ka ng kaisipan nito kung paano mo dapat i-deliver ang isang statement. Yun yung iniisip ko ngayon. Kapag may iniisip ko yung dagdag na dahilan bakit natin kailangan aralin to, pwede niyo i-share ngayon. Sir, saan po mahanap yung videos? Yung videos ng lessons? Meron tayong channel sa YouTube. Ang pangalan niya ay Teacher JM, Teacher JM space ESL. Ngayon, meron na tayong videos na etong ginagawa nating video ngayon ay 101 video. So, meron dong video na 001 to 101 ito. So, I'm sure na pag pinanood nyo lahat yon, lalo na yung mga una kasi mga char-char lang yan. Pero pag yung mga sunod na videos na nun, yung mga nasa 2030 na, legit na mga turo na ng English yun. Yung parang ginagawa natin ngayon. So, I'm sure na pag gino-over nyo yun, puro foundation kasi yung mga naunang videos. Nag-advanced topics na tayo actually ngayon. Pang-English majors na nga tong topics na to eh. So, I'm sure na mabibuild nyo yung proficiency nyo sa English. Yung grammar ninyo mas magiging okay. Yung way of writing ninyo mas mag-improve. Okay? So, yeah, pwede nyo i-share yung mga videos doon. Okay? So, the indicative mood. So, the form of a verb that is used to express statement of fact. Di ba pag statement of fact, usually, parang declarative sentences. And alam nyo paano siya i-deliver kapag alam nyo na indicative yung mood natin sa isang sentence. So, whales are mammals, not fish. We will visit. Bakit naka-bold to? Dapat binibigyan ng emphasis to. Like, we will visit Peru and Chile next year. She liked Jack as soon as she met him. They're meeting, hindi, they're meeting us tomorrow morning. So, yun. Basically, etong mga to, nag-express siya ng fact or katotohanan. The imperative is used in commands and instructions. Okay. Okay tayo dito sa indicative walang tanong. So, nakikita ninyo, statement of fact. Karaniwan, pababa na intonation pattern to. Okay tayo doon? Whales are mammals, not fish. So, pababa. So, malaman nyo sa intonation patterns, that's isa to sa mga bagay na would help you. I mean, isa to sa mga bagay na matutulungan ka na improve kapag ka nagde-deliver, kapag ka may knowledge ka about the different grammatical moods. So the imperative mood, pautos. Okay? The imperative is used in commands and instructions. Kasama to sa mga examinations, yung term na imperative ay ginagamit sa halip na command or sa halip na command and instructions. So at least kapag ka na-encounter mo yung imperative, alam mo na pautos yung ibig sabihin niyan. Imperatives in the affirmative are formed with the infinitive of the verb without to. Again, imperatives in the affirmative are formed with the infinitive of the verb without to, while negative imperatives are made with the infinitive together with do plus not. May sample naman yan dito, mas may gets natin. The imperative doesn't typically have a subject. It's used to order or ask someone to do something, to offer advice or encouragement, to give instructions, or to make suggestions. Halimbawa, take the first turn on the left, just keep calm and relax, be quiet, don't forget your keys, and have a great holiday. So, ano napansin ninyo dito, pautos siya, and straightforward and too direct. May topic tayo sa English na dapat ina-avoid natin yung pagiging too direct or pagiging too straightforward sa pagbibigay ng directions. Kasi number one, kapag ka too direct tayo magbigay ng instructions, you don't realize na you become bossy and you become authoritative. And it gives people, Tagalog tayo, yung video natin, yung channel natin sa YouTube pang Tagalog. Okay. So, kapag ka straightforward tayo magsalita kasi, hindi natin we don't feel, na-ingrain sa akin yung ano, hindi natin napapansin na nagiging bossy or nagiging authoritative tayo. Ang hirap itagalog nun. Yun na lang yun. Okay, nagiging bossy tayo or nagiging authoritative tayo. Kaya, may lesson din sa English kung paano mas magtunog, maging polite. Kung magamit tayo ng mga model auxiliaries tulad ng would tsaka ng could para hindi tayo maging too much direct and at the same time, para mas maging polite tayo, bale. So, yun. Hindi pa natin nako-cover yata yun. Hindi pa rin, nag-cover tayo ng mga different topics pero not really to sound polite. So, maybe we can cover that. The interrogative mood. Pag interrogative patanong, so malaman mo kapag halimbawa, pag patanong, yung intonation pattern na i-observe mo, dapat pa taas, di ba? Ganun naman kapag halimbawa, yes or no question, dapat rising intonation pattern yung i-observe natin dito. This mood is used to ask questions. Interrogatives are formed by adding an auxiliary verb to another verb. Okay. Okay. With the auxiliary verb, ang auxiliary verb, other term nito, another term nito ay helping verb, typically being placed before the subject. So, eto, are you coming out tonight? So, eto, mga pa-questions to. So, pag malaman ninyo kapag hindi, kapag na-figure out or na-identify ninyo ng isang sentence din to, di ba? Interrogative sentence, ay may interrogative mood, malaman ninyo of how you should deliver it. So, are you coming out tonight? When is she leaving? Basta pataas lagi pag patanong. Where have they gone? Did you make a profit? 'Di ba? So ganun mo siya pagbabasahin. Okay? Pag magde-deliver kayo sa mga plays, 'di ba, tsaka role play. So karaniwan dapat i-observe yung tamang intonation pattern for that. Conditional mood. So, conditional mood. Ano ba yung conditional? So, the conditional mood is made from the auxiliary verb would, also should with I and we, and the infinitive of the other verb without to. It's used to make requests and to refer to the situations which are uncertain or which depend on something else happening or being the case. So, tingnan nito. Again, the conditional mood is made from the auxiliary verb would. Dapat may would. Kaya may would dito. Would. Also, should. Pwede rin should, pero hindi siya nagbigay ng sample. with I and we. Okay. And the infinitive of the other verb without to. Okay. So ito, yung like, yung have, at saka leave, di nilalagyan ng to. It's used to make requests and to refer to situations which are uncertain or which depend on something else happening or being in the case or being the case. So I would like some coffee, please. If he had arrived earlier, we should have had time for dinner. So we would live in Spain if we had the money. So conditional lang mood kapag nag-express tayo ng isang bagay na uncertain. Halimbawa, I would like some coffee, please. Bakit uncertain yung I would like some coffee, please? Kasi uncertain tayo kapag mabibigyan ba siya ng coffee. Tama ba? Okay. It's used to make requests. Okay. And to refer to situations which are uncertain or which depend on something else happening or being the case. So, used to make requests. Eto, I would like some coffee, please. Okay. Must request siya. If he had arrived earlier, we would have time for dinner. Referring to situations which are certain or which depend on something else. Ito yun, which depend on something else. Kung dumating sana siya ng mas maaga, mas we would have magkakaroon sana ng time kami for dinner. Okay? Siguro sir, based sa context, hindi accessible yung coffee. Pero sa akin, ang nakikita ko dito, to refer na, to make request, bali dito binabanggit niya, kailan ba ang mood ng isang statement nagiging conditional mood? So binanggit niya dito, first is to make requests, to refer to situations which are uncertain, and to refer to situations which depend on something else happening or being the case. So parang yun yung mga instances kung kailan nagkakaroon tayo ng conditional mood sa mga statements natin. Okay? Next, subjunct. Mahalaga to kailan kapag sa exam pinapa-identify sa inyo yung mood ng statement bale. So alam niyo kung anong pinagkaiba ng subjunctive, ng conditional, ng interrogative, imperative, tsaka ng indicative para hindi foreign yung words na to sa inyo. Okay? Okay, dito na tayo sa subjunctive mood. Ano ba yung subjunctive mood? Okay. The subjunctive mood ay ginagamit for wish or possibility. Okay? This mood has a limited role in English compared to other languages such as French or Italian. But it's important to use it properly in formal writing. The subjunctive form of ayun, napansin ninyo, kapag nag-aaral tayo ng language throughout sa mga references, kino-compare nila with French, with Italian, with other languages. So, habang senior high school kayo, I suggest mag-aral kayo ng foreign language. So, pwede yung French, Italian, Spanish, halimbawa. Yung Asian, maganda yung Asian. Pero kasi marami nagdi-discourage sinasabi nila, if you will study daw a foreign language, as much as possible, yung European language na. Pero, for me, maganda naman yung Asian language din. Just to share with you. Okay? Para it's one of your considerations next time in your life what language to choose for foreign language learning, okay? But it's important to use it properly in formal writing. The subjunctive form of a verb, apart from to be, is made from the third person present singular without the S or ES. Makikita nyo to sa sample mamaya. Again, the subjunctive form of a verb, apart from to be, is made from the third person present singular without the S or ES ending. Makikita nyo to dun sa sample sentence mamaya kung anong uri ng verb or itsura ng verb meron tayo. With these verbs, the same forms are used whether or not the context is the present or the past. Okay. The subjunctive of to be is simply be in most cases, but where is used in certain constructions with if and to express a wish. Na-discuss natin to sa video natin sa conditional sentences kung paano yung pag-structure ng mga possibility tsaka ng mga wish. The subjunctive is typically found in rather formal English constructions with that and with verbs such as suggest, demand, insist, ask, recommend, etc. Like for example, tingnan nyo to. It was suggested that he wait till the next morning. So in this case, meron tayong subjunctive mood. It was suggested that he wait till the next morning. Next, they demanded that the prime minister explain who authorized the action. Okay? Kaya nga I made him think. It made me realize. Maraming tao nalilito doon, di ba? Yung it made me realize. Napansin ninyo, it made me realize. Dapat yung made, nakapass siya. Yung realize, di mo na ipapass. Parang ito. They demanded that the Prime Minister explain. Di na explained, di ba? Yeah. Siguro sir, ayan. Good tayo doon. So the subjunctive is typically found in rather formal English constructions with that and with verbs such as suggest, demand, and says, ask, recommend. So it was suggested that he wait till the next morning. Ano napansin ninyo? Yung idea ng past, dinadala na nung suggested. So hindi mo na dyan uulitin. Pati yung sa demanded, hindi mo na ulitin doon sa explain. Parang it made him think or it made me think. Hindi mo sabihin na it made me thought. Kasi mali na yun, di ba? So yun, subjunctive mood kapag kaganto yung meron tayo. Next. The ordinary indicative forms of the verbs in these examples would be waits and explains. But it would be grammatically incorrect to use them in these cases. Like for example, it was suggested that he waits till the next morning. Again, the ordinary indicative forms of the verbs in these examples would be waits and explains. But it would be grammatically incorrect to use them in these cases. So, mali yung waits tsaka explains dito. So, it was suggested that he waits, mali yun. Tsaka they demanded that the Prime Minister explains. Bakit? Kasi nasa subjunctive mood siya. Nagigets nyo na? So, ginagamit siya as an explanation. Kasi di ba may mga nagpapaliwanag, kasi subjunctive mood, kaya hindi siya dapat na may S, hindi siya dapat waits, hindi siya dapat explains. Again, ito yung paliwanag. The ordinary indicative forms of the verbs in these examples would be waits and explains. But it would be grammatically incorrect kasi nga ang mood natin ay subjunctive. Kaya magiging wait lang tsaka explain. Good tayo doon? So, yun, pinapaliwanag din niya kung kailan tayo nagwi-waits, kailan tayo nagwi-wait. Kung kailan tayo nag-explains, kailan tayo nag-explain. Pag may subjunctive mood, kailangan ito yung i-observe natin dito. Here are the other main uses of the subjunctive. After if, as if, as though, and unless, in sentences that state a hypothetical condition or with a verb to wish, ito ang gagamitin natin. If I were taller, I would have been a model. Ayan, bakit natin kailangan aralin 'to? Kapagka nagko-correct tayo ng grammar, nakita ninyo dito, if I was or were taller. Alam ninyo na structure dapat kapagka subjunctive ang mood natin or wish ito or wish or ano yung ginamit na isa? Wish or possibility. Wish or possibility. Dapat hindi ka magwa-was dito. Where ang gagamitin mo dito? Okay? Maraming ganyan yung mga nagtatanong sa group chat, was or where. Tapos sabi mo where. Bakit where? Share sabi mo. Tapos sasabihin mo lang, subjunctive mood kasi or conditional yan. Sabi nila, ano yun? Tapos sabi ko, watch the video na ginawa namin dun sa conditional. Para syempre hindi mo na papaliwanag ng mahaba kasi mahabang topic yun bawat isa, di ba? If I wish I were more confident, o 'di ba? So hindi mo gagamitin yung was. I wish I was more confident. Kasi yung iba parang magbida-bida daw sabihin nila, hindi yan where, dapat yan was. Sabi mo, hindi, panoorin mo lang tong video na to. Para tapos na ang usapan. Okay, so yun, may kita ninyo, pag wish, possibility, conditionals nga yan actually. So ano napansin ninyo? Yung subjunctive mode, nagsasabi pala siya ng wish or possibility. Pero may conditional mood pa. Hiwalay pa siya sa subjunctive mood. Ang galing, no? Pero yung conditionals, nagpo-fall siya sa, yung possibility kasi nagpo-fall siya sa subjunctive mood. Galing, no? Need panoorin ni Justin Bieber tong beat, If I Was Your Boyfriend. Hindi, hindi ko na gets to. Ano yung kanta niya? Need panoorin, dapat magiging if I were, bale. Good tayo doon. Okay. Be and where. Be and where are used at the beginning of sentences or clauses when the subject follows. Again, be and where are used at the beginning of sentences or clauses when the subject follows. Again nga, kailangan iulit-ulit para magets. Be and where, itong be and where, ginagamit siya sa unang bahagi ng sentence daw or clauses when the subject follows. Yung subject sumusunod sa kanya. Were I to make a list of my favorite films, this would be in second place. So tama pala to. Were I to make a list of my favorite, ang subject niya dito, yung list of favorite films or making a list of his favorite films. So, were I to make a list of my favorite films, this would be in second place. Pwede palang magkaroon ng ganong possibility or conditional, no? Ang cool. So, pwede pala yung ganong structure. All books, be they fiction or non-fiction, should provide entertainment. Ito, familiar tayo dito. Karaniwan to sa atin. Pero ito, it's not much used by people. Were I to make a list of my favorite films, this would be in second place. Ito, karaniwan natin ginagamit. Be ah, be it or not, 'di ba? Parang may mga gano'n. May nagtanong, yung kay Beyonce Sir If I Were a Boy, tama po ba? Girly, bali ang idea natin sa mga songs, tama naman If I Were a Boy kasi ba may possibility, conditional. Pero 'pag nag-aaral tayo ng grammar, best na 'wag natin isipin yung lyrics ng songs kasi meron silang poetic license. So, hindi talaga mainam na aralin natin or tingnan natin yung mga lyrics ng kanta with the grammatical rules kasi nga meron silang poetic license. 'Di ba ang idea ng poetic license? Pwede silang mag-deviate sa rules, pwede silang di mag-follow ng rules basta maganda pakinggan sa tenga. So, ang idea hindi talaga natin dapat tingnan or i-analyze yung grammatical structures ng mga songs kasi they're intended really to deviate as for aesthetic purposes. Para lang kumbaga maganda sa tenga pakinggan, they would prefer that for arts for art and for art's sake or for art purposes. In certain fixed expression, for example, be that as it may, come what may, and so be it. So, etong mga to, meron tayo dito, anong mood? Subjunctive mood. So, kita nyo, just by studying the mood, malalaman ninyo na ito, wait and explain ay tama at hindi waits and explains. So, maraming reasons bakit nyo dapat maaral yung subjunctive mood. For me, una, kailangan yung malaman ninyo paano siya dapat i-deliver. Kung ang alam ninyo, nasa imperative mood siya, it should be delivered with a strong way of delivery when it comes to your tone, 'di ba? With your facial expression para maging effective. Kapag ka naman yun. So, naiko-correct nyo rin yung grammar ninyo. So, kung paano siya isusulat, tulad ng wait and waits. Tsaka ano yung isa kanina? Wait and waits, tsaka yung explain and explain. So, naipapaliwanag na dahil sa subjunctive mood siya, hindi siya dapat may S. So, may mga ganun. Tsaka yung ito, if I was, magiging if I were. Pero sa conditional sentences, madidiscuss yan. Tsaka dapat yung malaman na yung yung mga rules sa conditional sentences, under siya sa subjunctive mood, hindi siya under sa conditional mood. Ang under sa conditional mood, yung may would, should, yung may would tsaka ng may should na siyang under din sa conditional sentences. So yung conditional sentences na rules, hati pala. May part ng conditional mood, may part na sa subjunctive mood. Okay tayo doon. So yun, ang cool. Ito pala yung mga moods in grammar. So, yeah. Pwede nating i-wrap up. Tawag tayo ng at least 3 people para i-share yung thoughts nila about the first and the second topic that we had. Okay? So, tawag tayo. Ayan, Dave Russell. From what school are you, Dave Russell, by the way? Anong school mo?
Yes, hello po.
Saan?
Bulihan Integrated National High School po.
Saan yun?
Silang Cavite po.
Oh, yung ganda. So, okay, so share your thoughts dun sa first and second topic natin.
Sa first topic po, sir, feel ko great method siya para para ma-determine mo yung meaning ng words na medyo unfamiliar sa'yo. Pero at the same time, hindi siya ganun ka-effective since kailangan mo ng mas malawak na vocabulary para maging effective yung paggamit ng etymological plus yung mga ganun, sir, para sa pag-determine ng meanings ng words. Sa second naman po, ano lang, sir, para sa akin, sir, importante ito para malaman natin kung tama ba or mali yung ginagamit nating form ng verb. Kasi sir, sabi nga sir sa lecture, yung moods nagre-refer siya sa verb category or form. Depende sa kung ano yung purpose niya.
O nga, ano nakalagay pala yun doon?
So sir, kung pinaka-nahirapan ako sir nag-suggest ng topic ngayon sa GC. Kasi
okay.
hindi ko masyadong
Ikaw pala nag-request nito, Dave.
Opo.
Okay.
Hindi ko po masyadong yung sa subjunctive mode kasi meron po ako na-encounter if she were to have a baby, ganun yung sentence. Tapos nagkamali po ako sa pag-determine kung kung may mistake o wala. Ganun, sir.
Natama naman pag where kasi it indicates possibility, 'di ba? Oo. Pero actually, madidiscuss din siya.
Medyo tricky din po.
Madidiscuss siya, Dave, doon sa conditional sentences na may 4 types. Type 0, type 1, type 2, and type 3. na hindi na dinidiscuss yung type 0 karaniwan, na ang dinidiscuss ay types 1, 2, and 3. Na kung saan yung video na ginawa natin, diniscuss lang natin yung types 1, 2, and 3. Na nung nagawa natin yung video na yun, naiisip ko, dapat diniscuss natin yung type 0. Kasi minis out natin yung type 0. Types 1, 2, and 3 lang yung meron tayo dun sa conditional sentences. Baka sunod gawa natin ng type 0, especially lang for that. Kasi hindi natin nagawa ng type 0 yung conditional sentences eh. Kasi apat yon, type 0, 1, 2, and 3. May ganun siya. Ang galing ng English na parang law, ang daming rules, di ba? Okay. Thank you for that, Dave Russell. Tawag pa tayo sa Joffrey. What's your thought about this?
Ah,
These with a T-H-E-S-E. Ganun, kasi plural, di ba?
yes. Ano ba?
Thank you
Hindi,
sa facsimile. Tama yung
yes.
pag-pronounce niya. Sabi na nga ba, sabi ko parang may mali din sa pag-pronounce ko. Joffrey.
Beautiful. Ngayon ko lang ngayon ko lang na-realize na kasi yung mga kasi na-encounter ko na po sila dati pero hindi ko po naisip na magkakaroon sila ng official rules. Kasi parang na-encounter ko sila, naisip ko lang, baka karaniwan lang sila na susulat sa English pero I didn't think na meron silang specific rules for that. For those moods, especially the subjunctive. Nung na-encounter ko sila, hindi ko alam na may subjunctive mood. So, hinayaan ko lang. Pero, ngayon, dahil alam ko na ang grammatical moods, pwede ko na sila pag-aralan at mas ma-expand ko pa yung knowledge ko sa English.
Oh, thank you for that, Joffrey. And last, Juliana, ano yung thoughts mo bale dito?
Hi, sir.
Mm-mm.
So, ayun nga, sir, based dun sa topic. As you mentioned, sir, saka na-mention din ni Joffrey na at least alam ko na hindi lang siya trend or hindi lang siya normal thing na people do. Kasi natutunan ko po na may specific word na madi-describe sa mga bawat salita ng mga tao. Tulad na nga po ng sentence na pinakita niyo po kanina, sir. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, thank you for that. Sa mga nanonood ngayon, 'di ba? Napapansin niyo throughout the time umuunti siya pagpa-end na yung session. Please watch yung 001 to 0. Ito kasi ay 101. Bakit kasi nagdi-discuss na tayo ng advance. So kung napapansin niyo, sinasabi ko lang, na-discuss na natin yan sa conditional sentences. So, ina-assume ko na alam nyo na kasi nga na-discuss na natin. So, kasi na tayo, puro advanced topics na. Yung parang mga topics na for English major. So, parang, syempre, makakatulong din yun on your end kasi mas magiging strong yung knowledge niyo sa English. Pero pag napanood nyo na yung 001 to 99 by now, I have to say na magiging aware na kayo sa lahat ng rules kasi puro foundation yun, bale. So, ngayon, pang na to mga English majors, heavy. Kasi hindi tayo nagle-literature, pero pwede rin tayo mag-literature. Iba din kasi ang atake ng literature. English major ako, so mas heavy ako sa English bale. Okay? So, thank you for attending the session and Pat, dito mag-end kasi 'di ba yung si Pat yung nag-edit sa atin. Okay? Thank you and good night everyone. Next session natin would be Friday ngayon, 'di ba? Monday. So, MWF na talaga to, 8 to 9. Tapos, yung link na gagamitin natin, wait, thank you po. Yung link na gagamitin, parang sabi niya, i-close niya na. Yung link na gagamitin natin, always ito. Kasi ito ay UP email ko, unlimited siya sa Zoom, bale. Ang cool, di ba? Libre lang. Okay, thank you and goodbye everyone. Okay? Pa-share sa mga group chats ninyo. Okay? Maraming salamat po, Sir More Power. Sana makagraduate na sa Masters. Yes, thank you. Thank you for watching my videos. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Thank you.